Kristen with Simply a Stewart, and as I promised, I'm back with a What's in My Disney Parks bag. So I did do a What's in My Stroller Bag edition, and those things were mostly for everybody that was going to be with us. We were going to be carrying, well, I shouldn't say carrying, but putting the bags in the stroller, but we would have 12 people on our trip. So that would be for 5 adults and technically 7 kids, ranging from 3 to 16. So that was kind of everything for everybody, but this is going to be what I'm taking personally for my, like my purse. In the past, I have taken a crossbody bag, and what I have found out is it's just simply too much weight on my shoulders, and I end up having a headache. And then the next day when I have to do it again, I have another headache. And so by the end of the trip, I was completely leaving my backpack, or sorry, my crossbody bag in the stroller, and every time I would go off, I wouldn't necessarily have anything I needed. So this time I decided I would try out just a little backpack, and I found this amazing Loungefly. Let's see if you can see the print. It has Belle on it, and it's just a Loungefly. I found it on eBay. I think these are beautiful. There were so many awesome prints and different things. These Loungefly backpacks, but they are super expensive, at least for me. I'm cheap, I guess. I don't spend that much on purses, and my purses last me forever. I've had 3 for my entire marriage. That tells you. I'm not a purse girl in general. But I did want to have something that wouldn't make me miserable. So when I saw these on some recent videos, I thought it would be perfect. It has a little bit of a wider strap. It's not super wide though, and there's 2 of them, so I wouldn't be carrying all the weight on one side or the other. Most of the stuff will stay in this bag for the entire trip. There may be points when I take some of this out and leave it in the stroller bag if it's getting a little bit too heavy, but then I don't have to leave everything behind. So, again, you have to unzip all the pockets, and I do have some things in here that are kind of divided out. So it is what it is though. So the first thing I have is this front pocket, and these will, these are kind of hard to get in and out, but for the majority of the time I will be wearing them, and they are just my sunglasses. I keep those in my front pocket because, again, I will be wearing them the most of the time, but I like to have somewhere to secure them if I need to secure them on a ride. It's pretty simple to shove them in there. It's a little bit more difficult to get them out, but I just did it. It's not that big of a deal. The next thing I will have is my Thieves sanitizer. And this will just be for any time in the parks that we need it, especially if we're grabbing a quick bite somewhere and we don't have the opportunity to just run into the bathroom. I've said this on all of my videos, but there are just germs everywhere, people who aren't feeling well in Disney, and so I always like to have this with us. And the very last thing I will keep in this very front pocket is just a chapstick. So those will be the simple things. I don't want to keep much in this front pocket, mostly because I want somewhere to be able to secure my sunglasses when we are riding. And then we have this bigger part, and that will carry the bulk of my stuff. So as I open it up, you can see that it is pretty full. I do not have to carry this again, all of this in there. I can take some of it out and leave it in the stroller bag if it gets to be too heavy. The first thing, which I will not pull out and put in the stroller bag, is my phone. So I will keep my phone in my purse the whole time. I do not like to wear it on my person if I have the opportunity not to, and so I will have it in here. The next thing, which will be a little bit in here, that goes kind of along with that, is my charger. If you saw the What's in My Stroller Bag, I have 2 of these. They are exactly the same. One of them will go in the stroller bag for my husband to use, and the second one will go in my personal bag for me to use. If you are using your phone a lot at Disney, calling people, using the app, you know, if your party's split up, shooting a text message, taking photos, it seems like your battery goes through a lot of wear and tear there, and so having an extra charger is really important. The next thing I will take with me, and this may be one of the things that gets thrown in the big bag, is my glasses case with my glasses. So I do wear glasses. At home, I just don't wear them. They're not that necessary, but when we're somewhere like a park, I do like to have them. I tend to wear contacts most of the time at things like Disney, but if I'm having an issue with my contacts for any reason, then I like to go ahead and have my glasses on hand that I can wear them if I need to have them. I will also be taking my essential oils bag. Now, I will say that Disney says no glass, but I have asked probably at least 2 to 3 dozen people who go to Disney regularly who are annual pass holders, and they all take their oils with them. So I am not worried about that personally. If you are, you might want to check into that, but for whatever reason, oils seem to be on the okayed list of things. I know that baby food jars and perfumes are, so I don't know if this falls in line with perfumes. I don't know if that's why they allow it, but for whatever reason they do, and I'm very happy about that because I use my oils all the time. So this is actually packed to go, so there are 2 oils in there that I will not be carrying into the parks. So I'm just moving those, but this just has, there's one kind of free in there, all of my oils, and I will go through quickly just what I have in here. If you're interested, if you're an oil user, you may be interested in what I'm carrying into the parks. Whatever you guys are carrying into the parks, if you're carrying your oils, can you drop it down below? I'd love to hear what you guys are taking and why you're taking it. So the first thing I'm taking is Thieves. I kind of take this with me everywhere. If for any reason anybody's feeling a little under the weather, we have it. I can throw it in tea if we need it. This is a go with me everywhere. There's not many places I go, I don't take this with me. So that one. The next thing I will be taking with me, and this is in my regular purse every day, all the time, constantly goes with me, is peppermint. So we use this for nausea, we use this for headaches, we use this for so many things. Headaches particularly, this is one of my go-to things, and so I will be taking this with me on the trip. This next one is for my kiddos, and it is Peace and Calming. I know so many people who take this particularly for their kids at night, and we actually do not use this as part of our bedtime routine. However, we do use it as part of our temper tantrum routine. So if my kids are having an especially difficult day, and anybody who's been to Disney knows that it is just stimulation after stimulation. And so I anticipate my 3-year-old being overstimulated and needing just kind of that cool down period. And so she will nap in the stroller if she's tired. She did last time we were there as well. She has no problem napping as she is where she is, but sometimes she needs to calm herself down before she could even think about that. She's just very worked up. And so this little bugger does us for temper tantrums anywhere, kind of keeps my kids mellowed out if we're being stimulated a lot. And so I will take this with us, particularly for my youngest 2. This one is for Mommy. Stress Away. I have Stress Away, and on the same kind of idea of that is frankincense. These are my go-to if I am being overstimulated, if I am kind of crazy or hectic, and we are very much kind of a rope drop until night kind of people. I know that they say not to do that, and we've tried to build in some time, but we are the kind of people on vacation in general. When we go, we like to go and experience everything. I'm not a go to a beach and relax all the time kind of person. And so there is a lot of craziness and a lot of running, especially at Disney, and worrying about missing transportation and getting places on time and hitting your reservations. And while we try to enjoy everything, every once in a while you get just a little bit overwhelmed. And these are the 2 oils that I use to kind of just rein myself in and go, it'll be okay. Let's just figure this out. So I will absolutely be taking and using those oils every day. Now this one is used mostly for the plane ride, but I figured it would be good to keep in my bag to take to the parks, and that is Valor. Because we have some kiddos who are going to be riding some roller coasters for the very first time, and they are super excited, but I know what it's like. I can remember the very first time that I was getting on a thrill ride, and I was very nervous. And so I just thought that this would be good to kind of hang in there and just, you know, give them a little bit of liquid courage, I guess you could say, as they're going to be starting a whole new chapter of Disney, things they haven't done before. So we'll be taking that one with us. And then this is not my favorite, and everybody knows it, and I hope I don't have to use it anyways. I have lots of other things that I would be using first. But if all else fails, I do have Digis. Now, I do have my younger sisters that are teenagers going, and they do like using this. And so I'm glad I will have it on hand for them as well. But for any kind of tummy issues that arise, we will be taking this one with us. And Copaiba. This is just a great thing for so many things. For really for like any kind of mouth pain. Sometimes my husband eats things, he has sensitive teeth, and so this will be great for him. Also just if anybody has any kind of reaction. When my niece had hives, we use this, and so I just like to take it with us just in case. It's just one of those, it's in the starter kit for a reason because there's lots of uses for it. So, and then I have 2 rollers that I will be taking with us. Actually, I have 3 rollers I'll be taking with us, but these 2 will be in the parks with me. And this one is a headache roller. And it just has some Panaway and peppermint and different things in it. I like to use this one when you get closer to the eyes. I will put peppermint straight on the base of my neck or other places, but I don't necessarily like to put it too close to my eyes. So I did make this roller to take with us. And that way it's also diluted if anybody else wants to use it, because not everybody likes to use peppermint neat. It is a hotter oil for people who have more sensitive skin. And then I have this allergy roller, and this is the allergy trio. It has lemon, peppermint, and lavender all in it with the carrier oil. And I particularly use this personally for my ears. I have tinnitus, and so anytime that I'm exposed to something I'm not normally exposed to, I might be having a little bit of a pardon me, I'm so sorry, my phone was going off with an alarm. I didn't realize it was that time. But anyways, it's anytime that I'm exposed to things that I may not be exposed to normally and have a little bit of sinuses or anything like that, especially with the plane ride and all the up and down and different things, I use this to kind of calm the stuffiness and the ringing in my ears. So I will be taking that one with us as well. It's closed up for us. And then next in my bag I have this little pouch. Again, you have to unzip it all and let them check it out, but this is just a few little things. I don't like to take makeup to the park. I don't like to spend time redoing my makeup. I'm never going to see these people again and besides my immediate family, and that's okay. But I do like to be touched up a little bit for pictures, and I don't like to feel miserable myself. So one thing is just an additional chapstick for my children or myself, just different scents. And then I do have my blush and a brush, a little bit of eyeshadow, and my contact case. So I mentioned earlier, if anything happens with my contacts and I need to wear my glasses, I also have a contact case. And come to think of it, I don't think I put my solution in my stroller bag, so I will have to make sure I do that. I do usually carry my, like my portable travel solution in the stroller bag as well. So, and this is I found this cute little bag, and it says, "Oh, it's happening," at the Dollar Tree. And I thought, that's great. It's perfect because this is my little, like, oh crap, it's happening, first aid type kit. So, the very first thing I have is this cool little stack you can see from the Dollar Tree, and it just has different medicines and vitamins and things in it that we take all the time or may need in general. So they just simply twist and come apart so that you can get into each individual one. I'm sorry, my kiddo's being loud. I'm gonna let them know so you guys can still hear me. Alright guys, she was having trouble. She was trying to play with her toys and move them out into the other room, but she kept dropping them, so I wanted to give her a hand. Anyway, so I was talking to you about this. I do have this little container, and I've just taken my label tape and taped this. Now, I have sent big bottles of most of the things I put in here in a separate pouch in a bag in my father-in-law's car. They are driving down, and so I put just a few things that I couldn't take on the plane easily, or were a little bit extra, like that pouch of vitamins and whatnot, into his car to take down, and that way we'll be able to fill up most of that suitcase on the way home, hopefully with souvenirs, and won't have to worry about them on the plane. Anyways, so the first thing I have is, if you're interested in what is in here, I will show you, is activated charcoal. For anybody who doesn't know, that's great if you've eaten something. We are going, and 6 of us are gluten-free. 2 of us are trying to be gluten-free. So that's 8 out of 12 are gluten-free. So for the 6 of us who are, if we get glutened, My four kids aren't too bad. They don't have an actual gluten allergy. My husband and I both do, and that's why our household is gluten-free. But if we get glutened, both of us know it. And so we make sure that we carry activated charcoal with us everywhere we go. It just kind of helps ease the symptoms. So that's one thing. Also, we have Advil here. That I try not to take Advil, but we will be with people who do, and so I'm the one that's mainly carrying the Oops It Happened pouch, and so we do have Advil in here. Maca is just something that I take personally for my thyroid and for my hormones, and so I have one in here every day. I'm not supposed to take it, I'm sorry, with a meal. I'm supposed to take it in between meals, and so putting it in here just kind of helps me to take it. If I take getting a bottle of water or some coffee or something, I'll remember to go ahead and take it. We also have ashwagandha, which my husband uses for his anxiety. He does not take it very regularly at all, but if he is in a situation where he is completely overwhelmed, which occasionally he does get because he does not actually like being in crowds of people and in amusement parks. He actually does much better at Disney than he does anywhere locally, but sometimes that can just happen, and so I just, as a precaution, taking it with me. Arnica, for anybody, these are these last four actually, because I have this bottle that's going with us as well, are just homeopathy. So if you know what they are, you probably know what they are. If not, you can look them up. But Arnica, these are Highland's tummy pellets, which are for many reasons, from things from nervousness to upset bellies to gas relief for kids. And so I do have that. Then I have Nux vomica, and I also have belladonna. And so all of these will be going with us. And then in here we have, everybody knows there is lots of walking at Disney, and there are lots of possibilities and potential of blisters. And so I have all the things for the blisters because particularly my youngest, she has a hard time with shoes. She really ends up with blisters, I swear, no matter what pair of shoes she wears. And so I have blister bandages, which are the Band-Aid brand specific, and then I have just some little Band-Aids, and then I have the tiny spot Band-Aids. You can tell those. So I have a bunch of different size Band-Aids, whatever size we may need. And I also have Foot Glide. So the idea is you put this on in a spot that you think you will get a blister, or that you might get a blister because of whatever shoes you're wearing or whatnot, and hopefully that will help to keep from getting one. I've heard great reviews about this. I have not tried it yet, so I'm eager to see how it works, and I'm hoping we won't even need the bandages, but we'll have them if we need them. So I have all of that in there. I also have an eyeglass kit, and that's just simply because several of us that are going, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us who are going all wear glasses, so and plus my kids are all wearing sunglasses, and we have definitely been at like the zoo or something and a screw fell out of sunglasses and we have a total meltdown because we don't have sunglasses. I would hate for that to happen the first day of Disney and then not have sunglasses for the rest of the trip. So sunglass kit it is, or sorry, a screw kit for your glasses it is. If anybody is interested in this I found at the dollar store, just at the Dollar Tree, and it just has a few different screwdrivers and nose pads and a cleaner, and it also has screws in it. So for $1, it was worth grabbing and taking with us. And the last thing in this pouch that I have is just a little kit for your, your nails or whatnot. So we have the tweezers in there and the nail clippers and a nail file, all of those, necessary things that if you have a hangnail or, I don't know, you break your nail or whatever happens, we can take care of it. And I lied. The very last thing I have is a contact. So if for some reason I lose one of my contacts, I'm actually the same prescription in both eyes. I have an extra contact if something would happen to one of them. I've had that happen where something's happened to one of them and then I couldn't wear my contacts the rest of the time because I only had one contact. So I like to plan ahead and take that. Like I said, I do prefer to wear my contacts for the majority of the trip. So I want to have them in good working condition, and I don't want something to happen and not have contacts. And then there is only one more pouch. I know all these zippers I'm going to have to undo, right? So if you can do without all the zippers, but I'm type A, I would rather, I guess, have all the zippers, and that's just the way it is. And it's this little wristlet from 31. I actually use this, if you have followed me before, I sell on eBay, and so when I go out sourcing on the weekends, this is usually what I take. I just need my cash and my card just in case I need anything, and my ID, and I'm out for the day. So I just take this little thing. Now in this back pouch, there is a zipper here, you can see. And in here I have a few pertinent things that I'm not going to show, but I do have my insurance card, I have my bank card, and I also have my driver's license. So, you know, just those important things that you kind of got to take with you everywhere you go. I do have those tucked away. And then I also have just some Disney gift cards that are mine and my husband's. Now, not everybody chooses to do this, but we like to do like our tips and stuff on our gratuity, because we're such a large party, you will get a gratuity. And so we charge it back to our room on our wristband, and then we go to the front desk and go ahead and like pay it off at the concierge or whatever. And so I have one that is specifically for tips. And then I also have one for a special experience that we are going to be going through. Those ones are specifically marked, so I make sure that even though they're happening throughout the trip or later in the trip, that we're not spending that money and not realizing that we don't have it for later. So I'd have those cards. And then I also have just a card for you know, souvenir purchases, those types of things. And so my husband actually has a small card of his own too. They're just for our personal purchases. If we see a shirt or a mug or something that we want to purchase, then we have a little card that has some money that we got for Christmas gifted to us because people knew we were going on our Disney trip. And then the other thing I have, and I'm not sure that we will actually use this, but I wanted to take it with us, is our Magical Extras card. There used to be like a coupon book that they sent you, that if you were going like mini golfing or something like that on the day that you get there, or one of the days while you're there, you could use it. They did away with that, and they did this little card. I have not even checked out the website. There's a website that goes with it, and you can check out all the extras that are there. So I am going to take it with us in case, because we will actually be spending 2 full days, or mostly full days I should say, in Disney Springs. And so in case we're looking for something to do and there's a good coupon on there, we might use it. The only other thing I have in that pouch is just a little bit of cash. It's just always good to have a little bit of cash on you. You never know when you will need it. So I do have that. And then on this side, I have gift cards. Now, I have my 4 kids going with me. Now, my teenage sisters will be going, and they are responsible for their own money. Unless they ask me to, I will go ahead and put it in here. But my kids all have been gifted some money for their Christmas and for their birthdays to spend in Disney. And this is a really neat trick that a friend of mine who goes regularly, Amanda, and I will actually link her channel down below, because if you are interested in Disney stuff, she goes all the time, and she's actually now a travel agent with them, and she has all kinds of great tips and tricks. So I will link her channel down below for you to go ahead and check out. But she also has 4 kids, and she had told me on our first trip that she takes a gift card for each kid, and she gets them themed according to something they like. And then they each have their own gift card, and you don't have to worry about if it's all on one gift card, or even just having like initials on similar looking gift cards, that you're messing them up at checkout. So when my kiddo picks out something that they would like to purchase, they found a new plush, or they found a new mug, or they found whatever they picked up. My son got like the semi truck last time we went. I just am able to hand them their own gift card. They can pay with it. When their gift card is out, then they are out of money. And so it helps them. They're making their own choices about their money. We do have to kind of keep track of their receipt with them, because obviously it's not cash, but I feel much better about keeping just track of 4 of these cards than trying to be shuffling a bunch of money around at checkout. So if you guys are interested in these, I have just 4 of them. There was tons of different ones, but this is Aurora, and they all just picked out a character they love. And Rapunzel, and my son, he plays soccer, so he's got Mickey with a soccer ball. And my youngest has Tinkerbell. And we picked those up on, I think it was on the Disney website. And we couldn't just order them as they are. You had to order them preloaded, and so we just chose the smallest amount. This was on our last trip of $25, and we gifted that to them because it was their first time going to Disney, and then we reloaded the cards. So we just kept them, and we will keep these probably until they graduate. And then they can take them with them if they want. But we will just keep reloading them with gift cards. If you receive another gift card from like a friend or a family member, their grandfather gave them a gift card this year for Christmas that was just like a regular gift card from the grocery store or wherever you pick up your gift cards. He gifted them each one, and you can simply transfer it onto this gift card using DisneyGiftCards.com, I believe it is. And so you just create a login, you put this card on there, and then you put another, whatever one you are gifted on there, and you add the amount you transferred over to this. So we were able to transfer all of their amounts onto here, and all of their money are on these 4 cards. I don't have to take a bunch of cards with me. So that's a great little tip and trick, especially if you have more than one kid, and you're allowing them to take their own souvenir money, because then you don't have to keep track of everything. So that is what I have in that as well. It's awesome having you guys all here. If you guys found me for the first time because you were researching for Disney stuff, thank you so much for dropping by. I would love it if you would go ahead and click that subscribe button and stick around. I do have some more in my Disney series, but I also have a bunch of other stuff about being just a mom, and I also homeschool, and so click that link down below and stick around with us. If you guys are back, I am so glad that you guys have joined me again, and after our trip I will have some more videos coming out for you. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.